sprinkles, Santa Claus's special elf. Because everything is special with sprinkles. Santa Claus knows you're special too, and he has something to say to you. So listen close as Santa Claus shares holiday cheer with you. You can leave a special message for Santa Claus and get on the nice list at www.santaclaussays.net. Now here is the big man himself, Santa Claus!
Ho, 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 ho! Merry Christmas to all the boys and girls of the world who come here to Santa's workshop here at the North Pole for Santa Claus Says, where Santa Claus says, be good for goodness sakes. Welcome, boys and girls of all ages and from all nations and all races from around the world to SantaClausSays.net. This is the program which comes to you every day during Christmas time of 2023 to give you three things. So every day you can come to me on YouTube or on Facebook or on podcast, on Apple Podcast, or on our website, SantaClausSays.net. You can get three things: Christmas cheer, and our elf sprinkles certainly helps us do that. We also tell a wonderful Christmas time Santa Claus adventure story, which we read a portion of that every day. Then we also read a letter to Santa. Now, I want you to know that you can be in contact with me, and Santa Claus listens to you here at SantaClausSays.net, and you can come to me in several ways. I can listen to you. I can get your Christmas wishes. You go to SantaClausSays.net. There's a little button there. You boop on the button, and you can leave me a voice message. You can boop on the button, or you can leave me a text message, which I get my text messages right here on my purple cell phone. And also, you also can leave me a message. There's a place there where you can leave me an email. And you do the email at SantaClausSays.net/present. When you leave me your email there, I will, and you send me a message on the email, I will write you back and I will send you a present in your email, which can be part of our Christmas fun together. Now, for some of you and some of your parents might want to consider even a little more than that. I have available to you a Santa Claus personalized video where I call you by your name, your family name, or your individual names on a video message. And there's also the opportunity for a video chat. That's a Zoom call that you can get with me, Santa Claus. And I hope that you'll do just those things, because we have a lot of fun here every day during Christmas time. We also want you to know that this Saturday, December the 16th, and also December the 23rd, we have on YouTube, we have Live with Santa Claus, live breakfast with Santa, where Santa has my hot cocoa and my cookies, and we tell special Christmas stories and have fun about Christmas time, and we share some surprises with you, and you can have a chat with me live and in person over YouTube Saturday at 9 o'clock a.m. Eastern Time, Saturday, December 16th, and also Saturday, December 23rd. You can always go back and listen to all the older episodes of SantaClausSays.net, and don't miss any episodes upcoming, so you can hear all the fun we have here at SantaClausSays.net. There is our Glockenspiel. That is our special chime that sprinkles rings when it's time for us to tell our story. We love to tell our story time. We're using this book, which we're reading every day during the Christmas season of 2023, The Life and the Adventures of Santa Claus by L. Frank Baum. And he is the same person who wrote the book about The Wizard of Oz. And many of you are familiar with The Wizard of Oz or the movie The Wizard of Oz. And the good folks at the Gutenberg Project have allowed us to read this book to you every day during the Christmas season. So if you miss any of the older episodes, go back and listen to those. And don't forget to listen to every episode every day here on Facebook, YouTube, the podcast, and at santaclaussays.net. Right now we are in chapter 6 of the section of the book called The Manhood of Jesus, and we're getting into some of the scary stuff. Some of the scary stuff in the book. This chapter is called The Wickedness of the Awgwas. The Wickedness of the Awgwas. Let's begin. I must tell you now something about the Awgwas, that terrible race of creatures which cause our good Claus so much trouble and nearly succeeded in robbing the children of the world of their earliest and best friend. I do not like to mention the Awgwas, but they are a part of this history and cannot be ignored. They were neither mortals nor immortals, but stood midway between those classes of beings. The Awgwas were invisible to ordinary people, but not to immortals. They could pass swiftly through the air from one part of the world to another, and had the power of influencing the minds of human beings to do their wicked will. They were of gigantic stature and had coarse, scowling countenances, which showed plainly their hatred of all mankind. They possessed no conscience whatsoever and delighted only in evil deeds. Their homes were rocky, mountainous places from whence they sallied forth to accomplish their wicked purposes. The one of their number that could think of the most horrible deed for them to do was always elected the king Awgwa, and all the race obeyed his orders. Sometimes these creatures lived to be 100 years old, but usually they fought so fiercely among themselves that many were destroyed in combat, and when they died, that was the end of them. Mortals were powerless to harm them, and the immortals shuddered when the Awgwas were mentioned, and always avoided them. So they flourished for many years unopposed and accomplished much evil. I am glad to assure you that these vile creatures have long since perished and passed from the earth. But in these days, when Claus was making his first toys, they were a numerous and powerful tribe. One of the principal sports of the Awgwas was to inspire angry passions in the hearts of little children, so that they quarreled and fought with one another. They would tempt boys to eat unripe fruit, and then delight in the pain they suffered. They urged little girls to disobey their parents, then they would laugh when the children were punished. I do not know what causes a child to be naughty in these days, but when Awgwas were on earth, naughty children were usually under their influence. Now, when Claus began to make children happy, he kept them out of the power of the Awgwas. For children possessing such lovely playthings as this, as he gave them, had no wish to obey the evil thoughts that the Awgwas tried to thrust into their minds. Therefore, one year when the wicked tribe was to elect a new king, they chose an Awgwa who proposed to destroy Claus and take him away from the children. There are, as you know, a few naughty children in the world, says Claus came to the Laughing Valley and began to make toys, said the new king, as he squatted upon a rock and looked upon the scowling faces of his people. Why, Bessie Blithesome has not stamped her foot once this month, nor has Marnie's brother slapped his sister's face or thrown a puppy in the rain barrel. Little Weekum took his bath last night without screaming or struggling, because his mother had promised he should take his toy cat to bed with him. Such a condition of affairs is awful for any Awgwa to think of. The only way we can direct the naughty actions of children is to take this person, Claus, away from them. Good, good, cried the big Awgwas in a chorus, and they clapped their hands to applaud the speech of the king. But what shall we do with him? Asked one of the creatures. I have a plan, replied the king, and what his plan was you will soon discover. That night, Claus went to bed feeling very happy, for he had completed no less than 4 pretty toys during the day, and they were sure, he thought, to make 4 little children happy. But while he slept, the band of invisible Awgwas surrounded his bed, bound him with stout cords, then flew away with him to the middle of a dark forest off Ethop, where they laid him down and left him there. When morning came, Claus found himself 1,000 miles from any human being, a prisoner of the wild jungle of an unknown land. From the limb of a tree above his head swayed a huge python, one of those reptiles that are able to crush a man's bones with their coils. A few yards away crouched a savage panther, its glaring red eyes fixed full on the helpless Claus. One of the monstrous spotted spiders, whose sting is death, crept stealthily toward them over the matted leaves, which shriveled and turned back at its very touch. What an exciting story, boys and girls, about the Awgwas and about Claus. We're going to leave the story right there and complete that story the next time that we get together. So you don't want to miss our next episode here of Santa Claus Says, and you want to make sure you go back and listen to the older episodes of Santa Claus Says to get the entire story as we continue our story next time on the wickedness of the Awgwas. You do not want to miss the rest of this story. It is an exciting adventure story we tell every day here on SantaClausSays.net. There is our chimes, our glockenspiel, boys and girls, which is where Sprinkles is telling us now it's time to read our letter to Santa. We want to remind you that every one of you can send a letter to Santa through a voicemail or through a text message, which I get on my purple cell phone. You can send those to SantaClausSays.net. Go right to that website. There's a place here, a little button right there on the first page where you can click a button for a voice message or a text message. And then there's another little button there that allows you to send me an email at SantaClausSays.net/present. And then I will send you a present. I will send you a present in your email, and we will email back and forth together. I want you to know also that you can also, some of you may want to go a little further and get a personalized video from Santa Claus that there's information. You scroll down to the bottom of the page on the website, SantaClausSays.net. You can find out about how to do a personalized video where I tell you or your child's name or your family or some other group, and I talk about you there, or a personalized video chat, a Zoom call that you have with me, Santa Claus. You can find out all about that at SantaClausSays.net. It's good to be with you, boys and girls. I love to listen to you. So let's have now our letter to Santa. It goes like this. Hello, Santa. My name is Kathy. I would like an iPhone for Christmas. I have been a very good girl this year. I help my mom around the house, and I keep my room neat and clean. Love, Kathy. Well, Kathy, I got your letter and I got your note here, and how wonderful it is that you are helpful to your mom around the house and keep your room clean. That means you are a good girl, and I love to listen to good boys and good girls from all around the world, and I hear your messages, and I love to leave you surprises as well. So on Christmas Eve, don't forget to leave Santa hot cocoa and cookies, and I will leave you surprises, and I hear your wishes. So please reach out to me, and we love to hear from you here at SantaClausSays.net. Well, there's our chimes, boys and girls, our glockenspiel, which tells us it's about time to say goodbye here on SantaClausSays.net. We want you to know that we love you, that Santa Claus loves you and listens to you and is for you in everything you do. I'm for all the boys and girls of the world to be good boys and girls, to be on the nice list, not on the naughty list, and so that Santa Claus can be there with you and to leave you surprises in your life. I love you and I listen to you, and I look forward to hearing from you at SantaClausSays.net through voice message, through text message, or through email. and Santa Claus will respond to you because I listen to you and I love you. We'll see you next time here, boys and girls, on SantaClausSays.net for more of the three things that we do. We spread Christmas cheer, we tell an adventure story about Santa Claus, and we read letters to Santa. We'll see you next time, boys and girls, here on Santa Claus Says. Until then, remember that Santa Claus says, be good for goodness sakes. Goodbye now. Goodbye. We'll see you next time on Santa Claus Says.
You're special to Santa Claus, just like Sprinkles. Get on Santa's nice list at SantaClausSays.net and watch Santa Claus Says on YouTube. Tell him Sprinkles sent you.